2 minutes, 43 seconds to the entry into the pre-start. And it's important to note that due to some rules infractions that occurred in the America's Cup World Series, Oracle Team USA has been penalized 2 race points. To win the Cup, they're going to have to earn 11 points to Emirates Team New Zealand's 9. So here it is, Emirates Team New Zealand on the left-hand side, entering on port tack and building speed. Nathan, as you said, 2 minutes, 10 seconds is the port boat's entry time, and that's done for safety. Oracle Team USA will enter the start on starboard at exactly 2 minutes. And we're into the pre-start here in race number 1.
Looks like it was pretty good time on distance there, and we'll see Jimmy coming here, and we expect him to jibe. That seems to be the key move. So we'll look for him to jibe, and then it's up to Dean to decide when he wants to lead back to the start line here.
You hear the guys talking on board, distance to the boundary, distance to the next maneuver. For each team will head back to the line. The question now on board Emirates Team New Zealand. Will they turn back first? 1:35 to go.
And here they go, moving into attack. So big call here, rolling into attack, and we expect Jimmy Spittle's probably going to make an aggressive move here and tack directly in front of him. We'll wait and see what he decides to do. Big decision there. So he's going for the jibe. And I think Dean turned around at the right time there. About 1:30 he started the turn. And let's just listen on board to see what they've got to say.
Gotta go hot, hot. Okay, he's down a little now. Come on, mate, go where? He can't. He's locked.
Going speed here.
He's going over the top.
Full speed.
50 seconds to go, the two teams converging.
Yeah, what we can hear there is Tom Slingsby behind Jimmy saying he's locked. He can't go behind us. He's going to try and roll us, so be ready to defend the roll. And they're still a long way from the line with a bit of time to kill here.
Guys, can't get to the boat. Only 13 to kill, Dino.
So, Oracle Team USA to leeward, to the left. Emirates Team New Zealand to windward. Who would you rather be?
I'm liking where Dean is at the moment. I think he's in a good position. I heard Ray Davies say we can't get locked out at the windward end. So it's a time on distance starts between the two boats, and we're about to find out who's faster on each one.
So we are just 15 seconds away from the moment where the entire sailing world holds its breath. It's Oracle Team USA to leeward, Emirates Team New Zealand to windward as they approach the line for the start of race number 1 of the 34th America's Cup.
All clear, all clear.
Nice, guys.
It looked like Jimmy was a little bit late there on that start. Dean did a really good job on the time on distance. He's got his bow forward. I think Oracle still has wind clear, but as you can see here, Dean just seems to be a little faster on the first reach.
The wing wash coming off of Emirates Team New Zealand, and Nathan, it looks like they might have a slight edge. Who will get into the zone at mark number 1 first? This moment is huge, and it belongs to Emirates Team New Zealand.
Wow, really close moments there, just pushing hard to get around the mark on in front. And once again, Team New Zealand, always first around mark 1, aren't they?
And the delta, just a couple seconds, 4 to be exact, and we're on our way, ripping downwind, both boats up on the foils. What an amazing start to this first race.
It couldn't have been closer if you tried, and this is the key moment. Let's see who's good at these jobs. We know Team New Zealand are really good. Looks like Jimmy's going to go a little further, go a little bit closer to that boundary, and just do a jibe, not under any pressure. But again, look at that amazing jibe by Team New Zealand.
Happy to go here. Go, Button. Go forward, Simon.
Nathan, you were right. The crew work from Emirates Team New Zealand, flawless as you would expect. Now it's Oracle Team USA's turn. Foil to foil jibe.
Yeah, well, these guys have obviously been watching very closely what Team New Zealand have been doing. And, you know, it's going to be a pretty good race here. It looks like the Kiwis are slightly out in front when we go to the overhead picture here. And it'll be interesting to see now a speed difference between the two boats. Looking like the Kiwis are slightly faster at the moment.
Now we'll go through a replay of leg number 1, and Nathan, talk us through it.
Yeah, it was really tight. I think Dean did a better job on the time on distance, and he seemed to be just a little bit faster on the first reach there, and looked like Jimmy just, you can see the red light there flashing. He went for a protest. He's trying to get a luff here in coming into mark 1. Didn't quite get successful though.
There's the luff you're referring to. No blood, no foul. Emirates Team New Zealand crosses just ahead of Oracle Team USA. Look at that, incredibly close.
And we did say he was going to be aggressive, and these boats are doing 40 knots of boat speed, and that's a big maneuver there. You know, you would hate to have the boats come together, but unfortunately that push for a penalty didn't really end up coming to his advantage.
Here we go, the first cross on the run. Emirates Team New Zealand has still got it, but only just about 2 lengths in it.
Well, we did say it was going to be a close race, and check that out. That's the closest cross we've seen in any racing to date. And I think, you know, they're going to go a little further here and look at a jibe closer out to the boundary.
On board, Oracle Team USA.
Nice, Tommy.
That's a pretty nice jibe, bottom speed of 30 knots. I heard them saying they've been doing a few in that kind of vicinity, and I think they've jibed in a really good spot there, because now they're on starboard tack. Boat never touched the water the whole way through that jibe, and when Team New Zealand jibe back onto port, they're going to have a really tough situation here to cross ahead of USA.
This way, 50 the other. Standing by.
Setting up for a jibe on board Emirates Team New Zealand with Dean Barker at the helm.
Once again, another nice jibe there, full foiling jibe, but just textbook stuff for these guys. And you know, I'm interested to see how tight this cross is going to be. It looks like they're going to just get ahead of them here.
Under the rules, Oracle Team USA has right of way if it's close, but it's not. Emirates Team New Zealand has got it.
Wow, check that out. That's close, isn't it? I heard JK say marginal cross here, and it looked like Jimmy tried to hunt him down a little bit to try and get a penalty, but clear cross there for Emirates Team New Zealand, and shaping up to be a really good race coming into the bottom mark.
30 seconds the other way, happy to go. 20.
So far we have seen a very smooth Emirates Team New Zealand, a very aggressive Oracle Team USA. They tried to luff them after the start on the first reach, and you just saw that bobble there. Jimmy Spithill acted like he had to change course, but no penalty there. So it's all even as far as penalties are concerned as we head into the leeward gates, mark number 2.
And Oracle here jibing on the lail under the bottom mark. Look at that. Once again, another perfect foiling jibe, and shaping up to be a really close race bottom mark here. Emirates Team New Zealand, I don't think, are on the ley line to the bottom mark, so they need another jibe to come here. That's a good spot to jibe there by Dean. I think he jibed directly in front of Jimmy, not letting him have any passing moments, and they're going to round within 2 lengths of each other here at the bottom mark.
Man, fantastic. Look how close it is. This is terrific. This is the close racing everybody around the world was hoping for. Mark number 2, the leeward marks. It's Emirates Team New Zealand ahead. Still the delta, only 4 seconds.
Yeah, really close here, and Dean looked like he pointed really high around that bottom mark to really try and get in Jimmy's way. And look at that close situation, and Dean goes around the outside, and he's going to take the starboard advantage. So I think that's a huge gain there for Oracle.
Another protest filed by Oracle Team USA. The umpires will make the call, but there is definitely an overlap. The race is dead even at this point.
And we said Jimmy was going to be aggressive, and that's the 3rd time we've seen them use the protest flag, and looks like Team New Zealand also went for a protest there. So we'll wait for the jury to come up with a decision on that mark rounding.
Very close now. Both boats head to the left as we take a look at a replay. Here we are at the bottom mark, Nathan.
You can hear the voices on board here, and it looks like they've gone the outside to try and get a luff. It looked like to me that Dean just was a little bit slow coming out of the bottom mark, and Jimmy took the chance to come in fast, foiling here around the bottom mark, and goes around the outside. And as soon as he gets the overlap to leeward, you'll watch here, it looks like he tries to just give him a little bit of luff. You know, there's no contact between the boats, and at this moment, Dean has no option but to tack. And the umpires obviously decided not an issue there, and the race continues.
Pretty even mode.
Back in the race, we're heading upwind. You heard John Kostecki there saying he cannot cross. Nathan, what's he referring to?
Well, what he's referring to here is that, you know, as you can see on the Emirates boat, looking at team to Oracle in the distance there, they're on starboard tack. They have the right of way. And it looks like Oracle's made a gain by going up the cone behind Alcatraz. And even though you're looking at this shot here, they are ahead by 92 metres. When they tack, they're not going to get clear across. So it's a really strong position here for USA.
Little gains to them. We'll have a look straight out of it. 10. Standing by in 3, 2, 1, tacking.
This is going to be a huge moment in the race. We know they were dead even around the leeward mark. We know Emirates Team New Zealand, under the rules, will have to avoid if it's close. Oracle Team USA on starboard, and it's bow to bow.
Going for a dip here.
I just heard there they're going for a dip, so we'll see if there's a dial down coming here. Jimmy might decide to dial down at Emirates too.
There's the cross. Oracle Team USA have done it. A lead change, and the Americans are now in the lead.
Sounds like from Jimmy there, he wants to go all the way into the boundary from here. They've made the gain. Now the important thing is that when they tack back onto port, that they continue to lead this race. So they need to keep pushing hard here to cross Emirates Team New Zealand when they come back together.
This is fantastic stuff. These two teams trading blows like two prize fighters, incredibly evenly matched. Here comes another cross.
Big moment coming here again. I heard, you know, we need to make this cross from the guys on board, and let's just listen to see what happens here.
Close cross, Emirates Team New Zealand on starboard. Oracle Team USA have got it.
That's a very close cross and extremely important, because from here, I think Oracle are going to just extend a little further out into the middle. They know they have the starboard advantage coming back. It looked like the Emirates Team New Zealand called for a protest and the umpires called no protest, no penalty. So, you know, they're going at it. Both teams are going really hard at it. It's exactly what you expect in the first race of the America's Cup.
Just let us know about the mode too, okay? What do you think of the mode, Slingers? All right? Very similar.
What you could hear there is Jimmy asking Tom Slingsby, who's right behind him, what do you think of the mode? Because Jimmy, to keep this boat going fast, needs to keep looking forward. You can see how close everything is together on the boat. And Tommy there is facing backwards, always looking at the other boat, and this will be the first chance we really get to see how fast they are together.
A little left, but just so you know. Happy to set up. Stand by, guys. Please hit. 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Another tack from Oracle Team USA. Potentially another dip from Emirates Team New Zealand, the boat that has to give way as the Americans head to the left of the race course.
Let's have a listen on New Zealand and see what their plan is from here. They've got to get back into this race somehow.
Standing by in 3, 2, 1, tacking.
So Nathan, it looks like the Kiwis are going to stay with the American team heading towards the upper left, and early on in the show you told us based on the current there's some relief up there, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're about halfway up the beat now, and you can see them coming up towards the Golden Gate Yacht Club, and the current is definitely a lot more favourable going upwind on the left. We've got a bit of flood on the outside, about a knot or so, and on the inside it's slack water or maybe even a little ebb. So that's why Oracle are happy to get rid of the starboard advantage in this situation and get into the shore and get current relief.
That is a different Dean Barker than we have seen in the Louis Vuitton Cup. His face looks intense, and it should be, considering how this race is going.
To me, it looks like they've come offshore a little further. They had no choice, but they've gone out there anyway, and it looks like they've got a little bit of a right-hand shift, and we're going low mode for a while. But when we go to the helicopter shot here now, it looks like it's starting to go left on the shore. You can see that current line just inside of the boundary, and you'll expect Oracle to tack here pretty soon before this boundary and maybe make a small gain. But again, a very tight cross coming up.
2, 1, here we go, attacking, high build.
So the current will advantage Oracle Team USA on this left-hand side, but the rules a disadvantage. They're on port. Emirates Team New Zealand has rights at the next cross.
Let's go. Go, go, go.
Have a look at that. It is another lead change. Now New Zealand's out in front.
Oh, this race has got everything so far. How good is this? This is what we've been waiting for 2 months, and finally we've got it. And it looked like Oracle just didn't make the cross. They slowed a little out of the tack to let New Zealand get across in there. And now we've got another really tight lineup here. Now we're going to find out which boat's faster upwind. This is the first time they've really been close together, not affecting each other's wind, and we'll listen in on board and see what they think.
He is vulnerable if we tack. He has to time it perfectly, Jimmy. He's slightly faster, slightly lower. VMG slightly to him. Okay, we'll be trying. I even have him slightly, maybe crossing in attack here. Okay.
So to me,
I'd like to go pretty
doesn't
soon
sound good for Oracle at this moment. Tom Singsby's saying they're a little faster, a little lower, and you can see there on the graphics, 24 knots versus 22. So looking like attack coming here from Oracle.
Do it quick, 2, 1, here we go, attacking.
You expect, yeah, there you go, attacking straight away with him. So they both want to go left, and how impressive is that from Team New Zealand to make that little gain, and now they've got control of the race.
Simultaneous tacks as Emirates Team New Zealand closes the door on Oracle Team USA and solidifies this lead a length and a half.
And that forces Oracle to tack out again. So Dean Barker and his crew, they must be really happy with that maneuver. Oracle were trying to tack, get to shore and get back into the favoured side, and they were able to cover them, force them the wrong way. And I expect at the next cross coming that Emirates Team New Zealand will have a nice little lead.
6, 7 lengths above us. 10 lengths. That way. Go back, quick girl.
So we're looking at upwind VMG, the fastest course to the next mark, balancing boat speed and course angle.
So what we're looking at here is the top numbers, the boat speed of the boats through the water. The next one's the angle they're sailing to the breeze. And then the bottom one is an overall boat speed and angle put together. So you can see here, Oracle USA, you know, they're going a little bit quicker than Emirates Team New Zealand at the moment. But if you average those two numbers, basically you want to go as fast as you can and as high as you can to the top mark.
Let's set up here, guys. 10. Standing by. 3.
Emirates Team New Zealand looks as though they're getting more comfortable with this lead as they tack yet again.
Come on, boys. Stick it in.
Going to lay line right.
Good comms on board. Yeah, really good comms on board here. You can see they've tacked in a really good position, and you can see the wing wash shot here. It looks like Oracle are just forward of it. They've got wind coming around the front of Emirates Team New Zealand, so they didn't tack in a position to slow the other team down, but they tacked in a position to maintain control of this race, and that's exactly what they're doing, staying between Oracle and the top mark.
Hear how hard these guys are working on board.
Very different to the races we've seen before where the lead boat just seems to stretch away. These guys are working hard for this lead, and all I can hear on board is just puffing the whole time.
50 seconds to boundary. 50, copy. No rush to drive. That's yeah, boundary drive is nice. Yeah, great.
I'm just hearing Ray there with the comments. They've tacked on the ley line to the top mark, and now he's feeding information about what are we going to do after the top mark. You know, how far do we have once we come around the mark to the boundary, and they've done an amazing job from leading around the bottom up to being passed and now back in front again. So it's got to be, they've got to be happy right now.
Oh, I'm sure they are. And now the pressure shifts to Oracle Team USA behind them. This will be the final run on this race course, but it is definitely Emirates Team New Zealand strong as they head around the top marks. It'll be a right-hand turn around the right gate.
Beautiful conditions out there, isn't it? You know, it's sort of 16 to 18 knots and the boat ripping around the mark at 43 knots of boat speed. And from here, you know, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot Oracle can do except follow. Another tacky is going to slow them down, and we'll just watch them around the mark here and listen to what their plan is from here.
So 4 seconds was the delta at the leeward gate here at the top mark. It is 25 seconds, the delta, Emirates Team New Zealand over Oracle Team USA.
45 seconds. 35.
Jimmy Spithill on board, Oracle Team USA. He does not look very happy with this situation.
15. A little bit of a pump on here. Stand by, guys. 10 seconds. Go button, Tommy. Go forward, Simon.
You can see here they have to jibe before the boundary. They don't have many options on this downwind. They had to follow around that top mark, and now they're just relying on boat speed to try and make a gain down this run. But you can see there, 39 knots. It's pretty hard to catch a boat when they're doing 40 knots of boat speed.
Nathan, put yourself inside the head of Jimmy Spithill. Very aggressive on the start. They were behind. They passed them at the leeward mark. They were in a strong position, but then they've got passed again. Now the view in front of them is Emirates Team New Zealand's transom, and that's got to be tough for Spithill to swallow.
It is. It's very tough. You know, obviously they made a mistake on that beat. They let the Kiwis get the starboard tack advantage, and as we saw when they got to the shore, they didn't make the cross. And there's nothing you can do about that now. All they got to do is just keep this boat going fast and just wait for an error to come up ahead. But you know, we've seen the Kiwis sail time and time again, and pretty unlikely that's going to happen. So they just got to keep pushing here, and we'll listen on board and see what their plan is.
Take a little on. Yeah, if you can, Simeon. Little wind.
To me, it looks like from this shot, they do sail a little bit lower than Emirates Team New Zealand, so maybe they've got a little bit more wind than the Kiwis.
Still another 30 seconds.
So very similar in speeds, but do you think the Americans have a little angle advantage sailing downwind?
Yeah, it's just looking from this shot, it looks like they're porting lower, and you can see on this graphic, very similar speeds, but Emirates Team New Zealand are at an angle of 146, whereas Oracle are at 150. So it looks like they're just making a small gain, and you can see the bottom number, the VMG, is about a knot difference. So, you know, it's 29, 30 knots to 31 knots. So Oracle have a faster boat, as we always thought, but Emirates are doing a great job of getting their boat around the racetrack.
Dean Barker told us in a press conference earlier that if you lead around the top mark going into the final run, it's going to be very hard for the trailing boat to pass. He's in a defensive mode at this point.
Once again, a very nice jibe there, and they weren't under any pressure this time. They knew they had a nice lead, and I could hear Ray Davies the whole time going, no, we're just talking about, you know, 2 minutes this way, 1 minute 30 that way. They're just shaping up so they can round the bottom mark without any errors, and looks like they've jibed in a position, so they've got one more jibe and then they round the bottom mark to the finish from here.
110.
Sounds pretty calm on board now, less puffing, and they're just sort of relaxing into this race. And looking at the boat speeds, I can see on the right-hand side here, it's 40 knots of boat speed at Emirates Team New Zealand at the moment versus a 36 knots from Oracle. So it's pretty puffy out there. The only reason you get those differences in boat speed is because you're in better puffs, and looking like they're just heading down to the ley line out to the left there at the moment, and Oracle have no choice now but to split and try and make a gain going a different direction.
Happy to go. Stand by, guys. Go, Tommy, go button. Go board, Simeon.
Oracle Team USA off to the right-hand side looking downwind. Jibing back into the center of the course, giving chase to Emirates Team New Zealand. New Zealand doing the same, jibing in to the final turning marks. In front of them, the finish line. Behind them, Oracle Team USA. And this is a view that Kiwi fans around the world had hoped to see. An impressive race for the Kiwis so far.
Yeah, very solid of these guys. You know, they made one error at the bottom mark and let Oracle get into the race. Then they lost the lead and then they got it back. So they've got to be pretty happy at the moment.
Here they go, skidding around the final turn. The finish line out in front. It's Emirates Team New Zealand. The delta increasing and time running out for Oracle Team USA.
You can see some of the new features on their boat there in this shot. They've got these new fairings on the aft of the boat, and I wonder if that's made a difference in their performance going forward. I heard a lot of talk about the additions they've made to their boat, and maybe that's what's just helped them out in those tight situations when they need that extra bit of boat speed.
Well, they certainly have it now. Here's the delta as Oracle Team USA rounds the mark, 34 seconds behind the Kiwis. It was close at Mark 1. It was close downwind. It was close upwind again until the Kiwis finally took control. The Americans know it. All of the fans here in San Francisco and at America's Cup Park and around the world, and certainly down at that tiny nation of New Zealand, will be cheering huge right now. The first race of the America's Cup goes to Emirates Team New Zealand. Look at all the fans on shore. Lots of Kiwi flags flying. What a big moment for Dean Barker and his crew.
A massive moment, and you know, probably a huge relief for these guys. No one knew exactly how this race was going to go. I guess they all had their thoughts. No one wanted to say in the public that they were confident they were going to win, and looking at that first beat, you can see why, can't you? It was a tight race all the way until the last top mark.
Well, that race certainly delivered everything we had hoped for, unless you're a fan of this team, Oracle Team USA. The delta, 36 seconds.